In this video, I'm going to be sharing with you about the lifestyle and the role of a true prophet of God. I believe this message was put in my spirit because there's someone out there who's wrestling with being called a prophet of God. True prophets of God are not only called, but they are chosen by God. They are handpicked by God. They are called to a specific group for a specific purpose in a specific region. True prophets are often rejected. They're rejected by many because many people don't want to hear the truth. And this includes your family. And because many prophets are rejected, God will often nurture them and train them himself, which means you're not going to have a lot of friends. You will have few, if any. But as you mature, God will begin to give you discernment to know who you can connect with and who you shouldn't. Sometimes that process will require time, especially if you are a single female prophetess. When it comes to being single, sometimes God may eventually connect you with your husband, but you must wait for him. If not, you're going to go through a lot of different situations and scenarios until God connects you with the right person. And a lot of times he will isolate you from everyone until he allows you to connect with the person that you are to be with. Because God says in his word, how can two walk together unless they agree? Another thing when it comes to being a true prophet, you will not fit in. You just will not. You're going to be different. You're made to be different. You're wired to be different. God has called you to be his ambassador on earth. You do not fit in for a reason. And when you try to fit in, you will automatically just spot the fakeness. You will hear the lies, and that will cause you to pull back from whomever you decided to align with, because that is not what God intended, and it is because you are not supposed to fit in. I know for me, as I've grown in the prophetic, I can be talking to someone on the phone, and if they are lying to me or if they have an ulterior motive, I will automatically pick it up. I will discern it so fast. And at first, I didn't understand why I was feeling this way, but I eventually learned that that's because I'm trying to fit in with something that I'm not supposed to be a part of. And this can also include family members. You see, Joseph didn't fit in with his family. He tried. He wanted to be a part of it. But at the end of the day, God had an assignment for Joseph. And until he learned that lesson, and until God was able to put him in a position that he was able to reconnect with his family, God isolated him. He didn't fit in. When you're called to be a true prophet, you will pray a lot, a whole lot. And you will also be listening. If God has called you to be one that bubbles up from your spirit, you will often be listening for his voice. If he called you to be a seer, you will be one that will be looking for God in various objects and songs and listening for the voice of God in individuals in his word. You will be looking to see God's voice. If you are a senser, you will also be one that senses God's voice. You will begin to feel that his presence is in the room. I talked a little bit about that in my Scribal Watchman book to help people identify how God speaks to them using their personal learning style. You are wired to hear God through prayer. When it comes to being a true prophet of God, you are trained by God. God will train you. No one else can train you but God, because he is the one who has chosen you to do a specific assignment. And while it is good to connect with a company of prophets, you will understand that that helps sharpen your ability to prophesy. You will begin to learn different ways and how God operates. But when it comes to the training itself, God has wired you to maybe be a scribal prophet. You can be a shamar prophet, which is a watchman prophet. You may be a prophetic teacher. You may be a pastoral prophet. God will train you in the area that he sees best. And always remember that your gift as a prophet is for others. It is not for you. Although God can bless you, and he will bless you using your prophetic gift, he will allow you to write, to publish books so that you can begin to earn extra income. Perhaps you're a great speaker. God will use your ability to speak to generate incomes because God knows what you need before you even ask. True prophets are God's ambassadors here on earth. They are called for a specific purpose. They will be rejected, but they will also be trained by God. God will bless them with their heart's desires. When God called me into the role of a prophet, I knew nothing about being a prophet. I was raised in a traditional church that did not talk about prophets or apostles or any of that. But I know that God called me, and there are specific signs that you will learn as well when you know that he has called you. So don't be afraid to walk in your gift in this hour, because God is calling forth those people that are hearers, those people that are seers, those people that are his ambassadors, that are a part of his army, that may write, they may sing, they may dance. However God has called you prophetically, he wants you to step into position in this hour. And I believe that this message is for someone out there who is struggling with their call as a prophet. And because you are in the prophetic, you will also sense God's sadness. You will sense when he is happy. You will sense when he is angry. So don't be afraid to operate in your gift. And if you like information like this, be sure to like, subscribe, and leave a comment below and let me know if you like videos like this. So until next time, shalom.